So, I'm 2004 in a lighthouse in the future. I mean, it's past for us, but it's the future for the Parker, our main protagonist. White Bridge, FRL. It's so interesting to look at this neat, almost white houses with tight, closed spaces and the inner gardens, some kind of fences. Hello guys with the shovels. We are working class. We work. What am I trying to say? Ah yeah, people that posing. Like they're not doing it like, can I photograph you? Yeah, sure, just man stands somehow, I don't know, take out his hat if he feels uncomfortable and there's your photo. No, we're just like accurately sitting in some kind of pose with background, and they get some things to present them as a class. Like we're using shovels. Not we are using shovels, they're using shovels, and they're workers and they're doing something. Like we're trying to show them I'm somehow in the society. Some who? Someone. This guy just he doesn't really care. Alright, that's my shovel. Let it be there. This guy, okay, yeah, sure. Photo me. Boats. Hey, photo made from another boat. The Thatch Rock Mystery, April 12, 1912, was a dark fog-shrouded night. A young cartographer, Benjamin Parker, left the town of Thorfinn, Tree War Fen, in a rowing boat and made his way to the lighthouse at Thatch Rock. What were his motives? Why did he come to this island? We don't know, but the three lighthouse keepers vanished that very night and the lamp room was plunged into darkness. An investigation was launched. Men from the mainland arrived to find the lighthouse silent, cold and empty. What happened? Who was Benjamin Parker? Born 7th November 1883 in the London suburb of Highgate. Artist's impression. He was the youngest son of a famous cartographer, William Parker. Following in his father's footsteps, some say reluctantly, he attended the London Academy of Cartography from 1900 to 1904. His first commission, rather oddly, was to map the rocks around the remote Scottish island of Today. No maps drawn by Benjamin Parker exist in the Academy archives, but some circulate between private dealers. They are recognized as valued artwork as well as practical records of geography. Employed by the Academy, Parker was sent to the Cornish town of Thorfinn, where he was to map the rocks around the harbour. Local landowner and dignitary Robert de Marion often conversed with Parker during his time in the town and also shared the occasional game of chess. De Marion's observations were heard at the inquest. Those three men will never be found. The sea has claimed many lives, but none more mysterious than that of the Thatch Rock keepers, Robert de Marion. Evidence: the Marine, widely respected by his peers, was a key witness at the inquest. At around 9 p.m. that foggy April night, he observed Benjamin Parker made his way to the harbour steps. It is here that he stole a small rowing boat and set off to the lighthouse on Fetch Rock. 2 hours later, a Cornwall-bound vessel named Erebus noted that the light was not lit. With all available haste, the ship made its way to the safe harbour, and the captain, Tonka Travers, raised the alarm. A small group was dispatched to investigate, who, upon arrival, found the stolen rowing boat drifting mere meters from Fetch Rock. Parker and the 3 keepers were nowhere to be found. Inside the lighthouse, evidence of a struggle and tampering were observed. Parker's residence, a small hut rented by the Marine, was searched. Apart from few sketches and personal belongings, nothing of any interest was found, but many locals claim to have seen him scribble in a journal. This has never been found. What explanations or insight could such a diary offer? For more information, please purchase the Fetch Rock Mystery from the gift shop. The illustrator Tom presents all the current theories and looks deeper into the life of the main suspect. Oh my. Mannequins. The best thing to put right before your eyes in a dark room in a basement. With weird lights. This room was originally the Fetch Rock boiler room. Yeah, and I could look into this darkness and wait for something to appear there in this arch. It's actually quite well made picture for this feeling. Yep, that's a lighthouse. Oh. Earthenware bottle originated from Thoreau, found at the right at Fetch Rock in 1912 when it was used to hold vinegar. Donated L. Marsh. Okay. 2 tin jars, part of the essential utilities of a rock-based lighthouse. The smudged fingerprints of Benjamin Parker were located on these jars, proving that he entered the lighthouse in 1912. Like they made out these fingerprints in 2000s. Donated P. Philippou. Wow. The Steven pot. This multi-purpose kitchen item was used on the night of a famous disappearance. The search party found the pot steaming, with the contents of an untouched meal. Donated B. Patterson. Utility candles. Why were none of the candles lit during the power fail of the fated night? Some have suggested there may have been panic in the time leading up to the Parker assault. Donated Cornish Lighthouse Board. This eerie wooden statuette was carved by hand by the assistant lightkeeper James Wolfe. It is thought to be a gift of his fiancée, Sarah Jane, who resided at Rose Cottage in nearby Trevor Fun. Wasn't Beatrice who was inquiring about him in this game? In this version of the story. Donated Air Jane. Oh, it's like descendant of Sarah Jane. The journal. This essential item was required on all rock-based lighthouses and was updated by a principal lightkeeper Oliver Drake. The last entries were ripped from the book. Donated Cornell Lighthouse Board. Ah yeah, and Jonathan Box just invented some part about, oh, I'm being possessed by this overworld being, I'm feeling so high and almighty and powerful. The blower. Affectionate name for the main form of communication inside the lighthouse. Blowing down the mouthpiece produces a high-pitched whistle. Donated G. Butler. It's a butter? Like, how much difference between butter and a butler? Oliver Drake's desk set. This fascinating object casts light into the official business carried out in the lighthouse. Oliver Drake, celebrated keeper, was a fastidious and organized man. All qualities essential for this line of work. Donated Key Drake. Descended again. Actually, I have both tried to make this stuff in game. You can look quite close at that. 3 stone blades, a recent find. These Bronze Age tools were found in the island during the construction of the landing station. Donated FRL. Interesting, did he base just like some additional story based on these stones? Our most impressive find to date, this painted tablet dates from around 2090 BC. The artwork has puzzled experts and split the archaeology community. Donated FRL. 2 fired earthenware pots discovered in a small cave beneath the island. They originate from around 2090 BC. Donated A. Jago. Replica. Bronze Age spear. Based on our finding here on the island, these exhibits were constructed by local historian and craftsman Daniel Murphy. Lastly, we do hope you had a great visit to Fetch Rock Lighthouse. Feel free to make a donation. Okay. This is supposed to be the Rolfen City, and this is Lightkeeper, Parker. Why are there 2 oil lamps? Like, this thing is so weird. Is this Polly's belongings? Harden, it's Polly. Ooh, Dan MP version 2. Uber eyeglasses. Harden Industries are proud to present EVP EMP version 2. I feel comfortable with that. New, explore the fascinating world of electronic voice phenomena. Some believe you can hear the voices of the dead, or detect the echoes past events, all built into one stylish headset. 3 brochure instructions on the floppy disk. Can I read that? No? No? Okay. She drinks something called Fab. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Polywhite. Travel Zone 16. Polywhite signature. Okay, sure. I'm Benjamin Parker from 1912. Do I know how to operate this thing? I guess I do not. No, maybe I can. I'm like a smart cartographer. Very intuitively working with stuff. Look at this thing, it has in smudges on the screen. That's me, Benjamin Parker. What is this devil's thing? It even photos his own impression of the background. He looks kinda okay. I think that's an entrance to the lighthouse, maybe not. It's definitely not. Oh, it's in a ghostly apparition. Okay, sure. Another one. Hi, Polly. poltergeist! It's not even ghosts, it's poltergeists. Did she make some kind of documentary? I don't know. I saw ghosts, poltergeists. Usual stuff. Oh yeah, this mannequin. Really weird, ain't he? Why did she fought of a gas tank with barrels and boof? Who knows? Yep, that's me. That's an entrance. And another one? Yeah, wasn't toilet. Again, this guy. Random ghost checking up the exhibitions. Okay. I like this joke that before, like watching photos of a apparatus, you actually fiddle with it and shoot yourself, and the first picture you'll see it's about yourself. So, here's supposed to be a boiler, and that's a coal room in the past. This small room was used as a coal store. The fossil fuel was burnt in the furnace, which until recently stood next door in the boiler room. Some visitors to this room, like yourself, have reported strong smell of burning. The boiler had not been used for over 40 years and was removed 5 years ago. The scent evades explanation. That's called residual memory. Ghost memory. Okay. That's a poltergeist chair. Oh, I can sit in it. And you have perfect unnerving picture of a man with an oil lamp in his hand. Ideal for your future, stressful life. You stand up from the chair and still look at him. He eagerly looks in the distance with his lamp. Looking where? Oh, it's impersonation. It's not a Parker. Who's this guy? Some random sailor? Random lighthouse keeper? Duties of a lighthouse keeper. The lamps shall be kept burning bright and clear every night from sunset to sunrise. The light keepers shall keep regular and constant watch in the light room throughout the night. The principal light keeper is held responsible for the safety and good order of the stores, utensils, and apparatus of what kind soever, and for everything being put to its proper use and kept in its proper place. The principal light keeper shall daily serve out the allowance of oil and other stores for the use of the light room. The oil is to be measured by the assistant at the side of the principal light keeper. The lightkeeper shall keep a daily journal of the quantity of oil expended, the routine of their duty and the state of the weather, embodying any other remarks that may occur. These shall be written in the journal books to be kept at each station for the purpose, at the periods of the day when they occur, as they must on no account be trusted to memory. The lightkeepers are required to take notice of any shipwreck which shall happen within the district of the lighthouse. In such account he shall state where the light was seen by anyone aboard the shipwrecked vessel and recognized by them, and how long it was seen before the vessel struck. How can he know if the light was seen? I guess some kind of a signal should be made to him from a distant vessel. I'm not sure. More precisely, I don't know. The principal lightkeeper is also held responsible for the good order and condition of the household furniture belonging to the lighthouse board. Sure, when stores of any kind are to be landed for the use of the lighthouse, the lightkeeper shall attend and give their assistance. No smuggled goods are harbored or concealed in any way or in or about the lighthouse premises or grounds. I guess that's illegal anyway. Wherever you are, whatever you are. The lightkeepers have permission to go from home to draw their salaries and also to attend church. How often? The lightkeepers are required to be sober and industrious, cleanly in their persons and linens, and orderly in their families. Okay. It is recommended that a principal lightkeeper shall every Sunday perform the service pointed out for the inmates by reading a portion of the scriptures and any other religious book furnished by the board. That's quite a lot of duties. However, how much have you to do otherwise? And that time, like play with sand, read a lot of books, attend to church. That actually requires time. You need to actually sail to the town. Oh yeah, 2 tin cans, the jar for vinegar, steaming pot, the candle utensils, whatever, the hand-carved wooden figure. Something missing. Interesting lighthouse history. The main source of power in ancient lighthouses was wood and coal for fires, then pitch and rows of candles. Someone is proactive. Later lamps were lit using various fuels: sperm whale oil, colza oil from wild cabbages, lard oil, kerosene, electricity, and solar-powered electricity. When a lighthouse with an enclosed lantern room was invented, candles were used for light. When a lighthouse with an enclosed lantern room was invented, candles were used for light. One lighthouse used 60 candles. Most used far fewer candles, which were sometimes arranged in a circular candelabra or a chandelier with 2 tiers. Next came spider lamps, which consisted of a shallow brass pan containing oil. With either 4, 8 or more wicks usually arranged in a circle. In 1759 light was lit in the first rock-based lighthouse built by John Smeaton. This was the first time such a structure was built out at sea, and many believed it to be impossible. Smeaton was rewarded with the title of the Father of Civil Engineering. Like, they used candles till the 1759 with sperm whale oil and cabbages. Okay, and lard oil. In 1765, Antoine Lavoisier invented the parabolic beacon reflector. This was a boil-like device with a small oil lamp in the center. It used polished tin, which allowed the rays of light to be focused. However, oil-burning lamps gave off acrid fumes and smoke, reducing the light intensity. In 1782, Swiss physicist A. Margant made a hollow wick, increasing the supply of air. Hollow wick. Alright. Which led to a smokeless flame which was constant and 10 times brighter. This lamp was used with various types of fuel. In 1822, Augustin Fresnel, actually wait, like almost 2 centuries after, invented a lens which revolutionized the lighting of lighthouses. These lenses, made of individual manufactured glass, acted as prisms and refracted and intensified the light. These lenses were used throughout the world and were known as Fresnel lenses. Increasingly, lighthouses are automated, with keepers being retired from duty. Many isolated lighthouses are equipped with technology for sensing fog, weather changes, and power failures. Modern GPS technology now guides many ships away from dangerous rocks. Surprising facts. The first recorded lighthouse is documented at the Pharos of Alexandria, built around 200 BC. The lighthouse at La Coruna in northwest Spain can boast being the oldest functioning beacon. The lighthouse has stood since the time of Trajan, the Roman emperor. Wow. The Eddystone Lighthouse, Plymouth, UK, is the world's oldest sea-based stone structure. Completed in 1759 by John Smeaton, the Father of Civil Engineering, it was lit with 24 candles. Oh, it's still standing. In desperate times, when marooned without supplies, some lighthouse keepers were forced to eat candles. Thankfully, we are not wax-based, but an edible oil-based variety. Cool. Monks and hermits provided early warnings to seamen by waving lanterns in high windows from the mainland. Some of the first experiments involving electricity by Michael Faraday were carried out in the lighthouses. The first bulbs were huge in comparison to our modern domestic versions. The smooth rotation needed for a lighthouse lamp is accomplished by floating the movable machinery in a vat of mercury liquid metal. The slightest pressure can turn the lamp, saving hugely electricity used. Mercury vapor is toxic. The key symptom of poison is madness, which has prompted some to suggest a possible cause for the disappearance of the Fletch Rock lighthouse keepers and Benjamin Park in 1912. Marconi often visited South Foreland Lighthouse to experiment with his first radio transmissions. Signals were broadcast to the South Gooden lightship. Fetch Rock is not the only lighthouse to claim a series of mysterious disappearances. Flann Isle of Western Scotland lost all 3 of its keepers in 1900s. The story remains a mystery, although many theories have been formed over passing years. Skerryvore Lighthouse on the west coast of Scotland is the tallest in Britain, built in 1844 by Robert Stevenson. It is made from 4,300 tons of granite and stretches into the sky to a height of 49 meters. Again, it still exists, probably. Do I remember this cove? I do not. This room was originally the Fetch Rock storeroom. Nice view. Huh. Below anything, a journal of a lightkeeper. It's funny, just like standing here reading and casually just looking at stuff and just a ghost walking around on the ladder. Like, yeah, usual day. The first lighthouse. The lighthouse at Alexandria was truly wonder of the ancient world, conceived and initiated by Ptolemy Soter, around 290 BC. The island of Pharos was chosen for the inspiring practical structure. Soter had assumed power in Egypt after the death of Alexander the Great in 323 BC, but did not live to see the lighthouse completed. As well as being a lifesaver for sailors and seamen, the Pharos Lighthouse was held in awe by architects and scientists with its mysterious reflective mirror. Equally our more modern lighthouses, the reflected beam could be seen more than 35 miles, 50 kilometers out at the sea. The structure stood for many centuries, being mentioned in the journals of explorers and tradesmen, as well as its image being imprinted on Roman coins. The French, Italian, and Spanish word for lighthouse is still Pharos. French, Italian, Spanish. Oh. Oh my. Yeah, that's right. I can't go into the stuff on the rooms.
Over here. Over here. Look closer. Look closer. And here. And here.
The lighthouse keepers of Fetch Rock. Oliver Drake Middle was born in the town of Therafran in 1852, on the nearby mainland. After training under famous local keeper Howard Harton, Drake was promoted to principal keeper in 1907. Drake was well liked according to those present at the 1912 inquest, and his career was drawing to a close at the time of the Fetch Rock incident. Drake's body has never been found. Now that's a wolf. What's it? A pug? He has a pug. Robert Shaw was born in the rural hamlet of Delow in 1876, 3 miles from Therafran. His father worked in the nearby tin mine, and his mother provided Cornish pasties, a local pastry dish, filled with minced beef or lamb and spiced vegetables for both the fishermen of Therafran and the miners at the Doulotur mine. Shaw was well liked in the nearby town and was a member of a fisherman's choir. Gosh. Choir. How difficult you're supposed to make a word from 5 letters. Fisherman's choir. Fuck's sake. His career was cut short by events on the night of 29th of April. He would without a doubt have been offered the role of principal keeper. James Wolfe, the youngest of the keepers, Okay, they refer to him as Wolfe, like one O and E on the end. And I think it's the second time when I see Wolf with 2 O's and without E on the end. The youngest of the keepers was born in Plymouth to the east of the Therafran. He joined the crew of Fetch Rock Lighthouse in December 1911 as the second assistant. His young life was cut short by the terrible events of 1912, and the location of his body still remains a mystery. Wolfe is thought to have proposed to his betrothed, Beatrice Agnew of Ross Cottage, the previous weekend before his tragic disappearance. It was perhaps James that people mourned the most, a bright and lovely lad, his life cut short at the age of 18. Let us remember those who are not longer with us. Like almost a century not longer with us. A door ajar, and a touched meal, and an oven, an overtoppled chair. The photographs you see on this info board were taken in 1912 to be used at the inquest into the disappearance of the lighthouse keepers. They are a chilling reminder of that fateful night. What clues do they offer us while we stand here, just next to the very room where the 3 men ate their last meal? The famous poet Willard Owen captures the atmosphere perfectly in his poem, The Ballad of Flann Isle, written following a similar disappearance in the Isles of Scotland. Enjoy this extract. Yet as we crowded through the door, we only saw a table spread for dinner, meat and cheese and bread, but all untouched, and no one there, as thought what they sat down to eat, when they sat down to it. Ere they could even taste, alarm had come, and they in haste had risen and left the bread and meat, for at the table had a chair lay tumbled on the floor. We listened, but we only heard the feeble chirping of a bird that starred upon its perch, and listening still without a word, we set about our hopeless search. Gibson, 1901. Yeah, by the story there also was a bird in a cage. Hmm.
Here. Over here. Look closer.
Little Marquee.
I'm here.
In the 912 is level operated as the main crew room.
Here. Over here. Look closer. I'm here.
Okay, we're catching fish. Uh-huh.
There's a fog bank rolling in, Robert. We'll be on guard tonight. Last time I saw fog like this, there were 3 ships came aground on those sandbanks. Always shifting, always moving, like tonight's fog. We should tell Drake right away.
Leave Drake be. He's not himself tonight. I'll stoke that new boiler. The light will not fail. You keep the fog orb going from the lamp gallery, and I'll keep the boiler burning. Never had this problem with oil.
Robert, what's wrong with Drake? He hasn't been right since the other night. What was it he saw? Something glowing, you said. Like a phantom, out at sea. Do you think we should contact the mainland? What about the telegraph machine?
Drake has it in his cupboard, and he's locked the door. Mumbling to himself he was. Whatever he saw made him queer in the head. We must let Damarian know. But his cupboard is sealed. Security lock.
I know the numbers. Something to do with his children. But, there's a letter code too. Only he knows that, the letter.
We'll have to make do. Create a signal from the beach. Damarian should be watching. He's entertaining some artist tonight. A cartographer. Draws maps and stuff.
You think they could help us? It's worth a try, ain't it? I don't like this fog.
Shh, lad. There's someone coming. I heard a footfall on the stair.
Must be Drake, Robert. It is Drake, isn't it? But what's that glow? That's no lamp.
Hide yourself, James, quick. In that cupboard.
But what's wrong? Why are you so afraid?
And who made their voices? And if it was not done by Ghost, it was quite literal. Inventive story. A fiction.
Here. Over here. Look closer. I'm here.
Ah, so the crew room is closed. An island. Really? She just drinks stuff and leaves in the ladder? Oh, cool. They make like this animation like there's a thunder outside. But it's actually not. Like reminiscence of a day of 1912. Yeah, I remember that bottle. I saw his photo somewhere, didn't I? I think that's a door into the lighthouse. Did I miss something? Was it Drake? I think it was Drake's room here. Can't do much, I guess. Nope. April of 1858. Yeah, it is definitely him, Benjamin Parker. I was too shocked to take a photo, but I saw him enter the gift shop. How can a ghost from 1912 do such things? I don't think he saw me, so I might be safe. I will stay here on the stairs. Damn it, blast! I've lost the goggles. I last used them in the Discovery Center. I must have dropped them. My best ghost hunting tool. And I lost them. Idiot. Discovery Center. Let's probably think of slides. I can hear Parker looking around downstairs. He's getting closer. A ghost, a real ghost. Time to hide. I'm not a ghost lady. Writing and drinking coffee. In quantities. Okay, part of our sons was still Polly. A real life being. Oh wait, it's 6. I thought we were only 3 of them. Oh gosh, I need to find 2 other ones. Ghost Stories, M.R. James. Oh, am I sitting in a chair? Cool. Above, Tonka Traverse. Left, Veribos and the Red Oak. Below, Buddhas on deck. Veribos passed the rock on the night of April 12, 1912. The ship's captain, Tonka Traverse, made haste to the river front to raise the alarm, after noticing that the lighthouse lamp was not lit. I do not remember names of his birds. Cool, I can look around even before I get on top of a ladder. Another mannequin. And here I am. It looks much smaller than in the past. Lightning, waves, rocky beach. I guess some kind of rain, storm. And what is that? It's like basement of some church. Oh, it's Wales, it's not Storm. 001 2 Crocodile, boom. Tadish. What's that? It looks weird. That's a node, I guess. Oh wait, maybe it's a 4. No. Okay. And now that the hard thing is first. This thing is second and sun is third. Ralph. So there are 2 knobs. This is showing to 1. And this one is showing Y. And the middle one is showing C. Matt Clark. The exhibition, the French Rock Restoration Fund, is proud to present a series of paintings and sculpture by local artist Matt Clark. The exhibition is available to view in the lamp room of Fetch Rock Lighthouse. About Matt. The artist was born in the Cornish town of Looe in 1978. Working in oils, watercolor and mixed media, Clark has exhibited as far as the field as New York, London and Paris. This current exhibition is a celebration of restoration work carried out in 2003-04 at Fetch Rock and the famous mystery which surrounds the location. As well as painting, Clark also specializes in lighting design. His talents have been used widely across the West End of London. For more information, please visit Matt Clark UK. A few words from the artist. It was a huge delight to be approached by the TV's Restoration Fund to produce artwork for this exhibition. I have looked close into the history of the lighthouse and the wildlife which surrounds it. I have written a few words to accompany the 5 pieces. Wales. The warm waters of Cornwall, including the still waters around Fetch Rock, are home to a multitude of flora and fauna. This piece is a celebration of the diversity. The Tempest. Winter brings storms to the Cornish coast, where waves as large as buildings crash across the rocks of the coast and hammer the harbour wall of Trevor-Fan and Loo. This artwork attempts to capture some of that monumental power. Arches. The basement of Fetch Rock features very distinctive Romanesque arches which support the structure of the lighthouse and literally pin it to the rock. As well as the practical appeal, the arches are aesthetically pleasing and very much enjoyed painting with these structures in Maynard style. So we're in the basement. Parker. Who was Benjamin Parker? I interpret his soul as lonely and unhappy. My painting is representative rather than historically accurate. As an artist, I can relate to his frustration with life and work, but can never understand what possessed him to commit the crime which has been reported. He has unavoidably become a legend in these parts. Lifebuoy. Every soul who lives in East Cornwall knows of the lethal shifting sands which hide beneath the calm surface of English Channel. In 2003 alone, 12 people lost their lives when ships became grounded within the embrace. This painting was produced in remembrance of those poor sailors. Lighthouse model. As well as painting and lighting design, I'm also a keen model maker. The scale model of a lighthouse took several weeks to be constructed. The puzzle box. This piece was a real challenge. It is a replica of the legendary Fetch Rock puzzle box featured on TV's Antiquarian Roadshow. Constructed by Andrew Verney in 1945 after a visit to the lighthouse. It features a complex and devious locking mechanism. Verney is known across the country for his skills, and many of the stately homes which decorate our fine landscape have one of their art collection. It was a joy to invent a puzzle combination, which I am keeping very secret. Enjoy the fun. Andrew Verney is a person from previous game. He made a puzzle box there too. Was he astrologist? I don't remember. So that's a Benjamin Parker, a lonely and sad person. Great. Cool. And that's a 4. That was an adventure. Okay, if I'm correct, she lost her binocular thing here. There it is.
Like a frightened fool in the dark. Your hands outstretched and your mind in turmoil and alone. I know your companion. I know why you are here. You have no conception. Perception of what lies ahead.
Huh? Stick more precise numbers. Eh? No? Nothing be it? No Glaucius. Alright. Oh, wait. Oh, numbers is here too. I don't know if it means something, but the symbol. Interesting. What if I'll check up the toilet? I wasn't in this part. That's the number 1, but I already saw it. I guess. Rough. All right.
Here. Over here. Over here. Look closer. Look closer.
Okay, now what? Ah. Alright, found some way further. That's supposed to be Polly.
I know you were there. Are you Benjamin Parker?
I am. Maybe you'll let me in? Great. Great news. Don't worry. Really, it's like once in a day thing. It's supposed to be. Right, I don't know what to do now. I know she's here. Or should I communicate with her? Oh. New events, I guess.
I can see you behind the door.
Oh. Okay, Varen glasses, I found them. Center Discovery, Telescope Entrance, Lighthouse, Cafe, Picnic Area, Pinnacle Road. Pinnacle Road, interesting. Landing Station, Seven Sisters.
Spying on people is rude, Parker. Do you want to do the same thing to me as you did to James and Shaw and Drake? If you are there, please make a sound.
How the hell am I supposed to make a sound? Ah, there is a bell. Maybe I can ring a bell. Does it count as... Ooh.
Are you Benjamin Parker? Are you Benjamin Parker? If you are...
Supposed to communicate with her somehow. You're not supposed to answer to Paul in this version of the game. That's not fun. Alright, we interact with Polly. Good.
Here. Over here. Over here. Look closer. Look closer. I'm here.
Why? Okay, cool. I can see stuff, I guess. Interesting. So after I get with this device, I have to click on some things again.
It's dark here. So cold.
Oh right, they're connected by something. And this
Here. Over here.
guy's...
Look closer. There's somebody there. I can see you, but you look strange, like a phantom.
Do you know who I am?
It's you again. I remember you from before. Thank you for coming back. It is you, isn't it? We were in the lighthouse. I was scared. I couldn't help it. Please don't leave.
Do you recognize this place?
Where am I? Can you tell me? I can hardly see. This place looks strange. I know their room, but it looks different. Save yourself. Save yourself. Save your friend. Save your friend. She is an innocent in this. She is innocent. She should never have come here. She should never have come here. It's my fault, you see. It's my fault. I called to her. In her dreams, I called to her. I thought she could help.
Oh.
But it's all been for naught. It's all been for naught.
She did try to request her help.
There's somebody there. I can see you. strange.
No, that's not what I wanted. Okay.
We were in the crew room. Drake was gone. He had changed, you see. Changed into something bad. Glowing he was. I thought he was a demon. There's no reason for you to be here. Not now. It knows you're here. It has a task for you. It knows you. It knows your soul.
Ominous.
There's no hope for me. Or Robert. Leave this place. Take the girl with you. Tell her I'm sorry. I should never have called for her. I was wrong. So wrong. So wrong.
I will try to stop the darkness.
It's been waiting for you. It's been waiting for you.
That's so? Alright.
Save yourself. Save your friend. She is an innocent in this. She should never have come here. It's my fault, you see. I called to her. In her dreams, I called to her. I thought she could help, but it's all been for naught.
Okay, that's later. Neat. It transports me between times. Yeah. Ghost stuff. So I'm actually able to see ghosts and interact with them, I guess. Interesting question. If this place has a basement, where is an access to it? X.
Do you see him, Robert? Do you see him? There's a man. I can see him. He's looking straight at me. Look.
Do you know who I am?
Did Drake send you? Why are you looking for us? There's no hope for us. Drake went mad. He went mad, all alone, and scared. I know what he found. I know its name. He's here now, listening to what we say.
Know you so well. I know you from before. And from the time
160,
time to time. Your kind
140, oh 90. I think it was 3 numbers of 3 digits. Okay, I'm done here. Let's go up. No need to make such sounds when I'm just looking at the picture.
Drake went mad. He went mad. All alone, scared. I know what he found. I know his name. He's here now, listening to what we say.
Yeah? What? What's so special about this bottle? Ugh, 2004, really? Huh? Oh, that's the basement. Oh gosh. And everything is blocked. No, not everything.
Parker should go away.
What? Oh yeah, I remember that part. That's dynamite, I guess.
Parker should go away.
Who is this kid? Okay, that place is quite hidden. So the bad part about all this is quite model. So you have to recheck things after you already checked them. Even new stuff. And they could be really not so obvious places. Like say this photo. I don't remember exactly. No, it's not it. One, two. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait. So yeah, 19, 21 is probably letter G. Let's change it. Okay, now I'm at a loss.
As I was going up the stairs, met a man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. I wish that man would stay away.
Oh, that reminds me. Huh?
Over here. Are you blind?
A rubber show?
So this is your grand plan, is it? To stand and watch useless. We are dead. We don't exist with you. We belong here. Trapped here forever. Drake is coming. Drake is coming up the stair. Drake can see you. Drake will take you.
Who is Drake working for?
Malachi knows you. He sees you. Malachi is here. All around us. Watching. Waiting. He is waiting for you. He is waiting for you.
Very helpful. So that one is very obscure. I looked it up. Alright, once again. What if it's 1912? Because meta. Okay, I'm out of clues. Oh my gosh. Why is he doing it like that, Jonathan Pose? And why? What? Where's the logic? So it says like the dates of his children combined. Like, yeah, 19, 21, yeah, sure. No, you actually have to combine, like make a sum of the full year of birth. Like 18, 19, 18, 21. So 1819 plus 1821, which makes 3782, and the prefix for some codesake is R. What's the logic? Because it said right in the text that the it's somehow tied with a song which have Cornish name of Porth Green, I think, White Cove. Like, how you deduce R from that? I guess that's the only puzzle in this game, in those games, that just beyond my comprehension. It's probably the weirdest of them all. Yeah? Nice guide. Oh no, actually it's okay here, it's P. It still doesn't make sense because there's several words with P. So you probably use Cornish name, which is white green. Porth green. Not Porth green. Green, actually. So use something very different from other sentences in this dictionary. So it would be like J. Jid, I mean. Still they use the letter P. And number differs, because for some reason they often changed their years. Okay, the prefix makes sense, somewhat. How to use the date is just meh. So yeah, there are some bottles of alcohol as here, I guess, some supplies, some artsy stuff, pictures. That's all I can click on. Oh, and now a transportation point. That's supposed to be past. No, that's an exit. Alright, I have to unvisit locations. It's this past and I believe far future. Like far beyond 2004. That'll be all for today. I feel a little confused because I'm just going now through the walkthrough. That's not something I desire from the beginning, but some puzzles and places that I miss when make me really dumbfounded. So thank you for watching and see you later. Bye. Bzz.